Hey everybody, Tracy Brown here. Hope you're having a great day, and you can notice that I got the ponytail going. I didn't shut the door. um, so I like actually doing days where I'm not feeling so good and peppy and all those kind of things. I feel actually emotionally good. I'm just really tired today. Had to send my husband off on a quick weekend trip for some stuff, and all good stuff, don't worry. But I was up at 3 a.m., so I never went back to sleep very well. So I'm a little rambly and mumbly today, and I'm working on my somatic course, which is making my brain hurt a little, but I'm also really excited about it and recognizing I can't put all this in here. So that's what I'm going through. I'm sifting through mounds of stuff, which is fun, but a lot. But anyway, today's Q&A Friday, and I think this video is going to be a two-part thing of kind of behind the scenes of the messiness of, trying to do a non-diet practice and figuring out what people want and need from you and being authentic about it, and then finishing up our week on body image. So let's do that part first. And so I'm here live, and if you don't get to it, just put replay below and ask your questions so I can make sure I come back to you and I don't neglect you, because I love you all so much and think it's a big deal that, here's a space that you sign up for and hopefully get some good value out of, because what's the point of doing it if that's not what you're getting? So anyway, so all right, so this week I had to think a little bit. Again, my brain's a little bit, and I do these videos live and you get what you get, so that's good. Anyway, what I want to do is talk about finding the good. All week we've talked about how it's really easy for our clients, because we've been trained that way, to romanticize thinness, not appreciate the bodies we have, and because we don't have a gear for that. It's almost like I didn't personally. I was thinking about a story today, and I just had this memory blip around, I remember my mom when she was, I was, I think 15, because it was before my eating disorder started, really at 16. That I remember her, we were sitting at the dining room table, and I think we were having this really, one of the very few meaningful conversations about anything. And it was my sister and my mom and I, and we were just talking about like traits, like, oh, my sister, I think she has my grandpa's, my dad's nose, and I kind of have my own nose, and it mostly looks like my dad, but again, there was no value judgment. There was just like, oh, and you have that, my great grandpa's ears, I think, or something, from what I understand. And it was just kind of a fun exercise. We were just hanging out, and then all of a sudden my mom says, gosh, I'm so glad neither one of you girls got my big huge hook nose. And it wasn't in that kind of, it wasn't jokey. It was like, we're talking and it's kind of entertaining and fun, and kind of memory lane-ish about like our family, our ancestors. And it went the air out of the room. And I remember, it was one of those times that I did have some shred, of, not all the time, of self-worth. And I remember thinking, like, Mom, I was so angry. I was like, Mom, what are you doing? Don't talk bad about yourself in that kind of way. I said to my mother, and part of me couldn't believe I said it, but part of me, it was true. Like, don't negatively talk back to yourself. This is the nose you have. It's perfectly fine. And then the subject got changed, kind of thing. And I remember it was one of the last moments before life kind of took a hold of me, and some things that had happened, and all the pressures of some of that heritage and my own stuff had built up to where I started restricting. And it's not, that moment didn't cause me to restrict, but I had a lot of anger that I stuffed away from that, and I had a lot of pain of knowing that, like, my mom just doesn't like herself, doesn't like how she looks, doesn't like who she is, she can't see, just like, that she's fine, that there's nothing that needs to be criticized, and she couldn't see it, and she couldn't get there. And I remember feeling really angry and alone, like, if my mom can't be okay with herself and at least can't keep it in and not spill it out, that where am I supposed to have a foundation from? I remember having that little blip of a thought and it was gone. And so I don't know if your clients ever tell you stories like that, or you can remember your own stories like that, but these things are really important to get to with our clients if you can, because it shapes the platform on which they can find some like self-love from with their bodies, and feel like they're worthy of eating how much they need or enjoying food. And so that colors like how people feed themselves, how willing they are to cook for themselves, enjoy food. Are they able to like maybe only enjoy food with their children, but for themselves they won't cook a nice meal for themselves? I see that a ton. And we don't always get to the root of it like that. And again, that's not like a major thread for me, to be honest, but it was something that had a blip in my mind today, and I thought I would share with you because it was important. It was like another little just place of self-compassion for myself. Like, well, no wonder I didn't know how to like have a base of normalcy around having any self-worth. I mean, my mom never acknowledged anything good about herself ever. I mean, it wasn't even, my mom's actually a very humble person. I could learn a thousand things or two from her for sure. I got more of my dad's like, I'm going to make it happen, and you know, kind of like perfectionism and all or nothingness. I got that more from my dad, so I could learn a thing or two from her around humility, and I've done that. I've worked really hard on that, because in my and the thing is, like, she's humble, she's got a humbleness, but there's no like being able to see her goodness, and it's all negative, like all the bad things she veers towards, or some true humility. I've had to learn my job, my own growth is to like see myself accurately, and really not from a place of self-hatred, but see how really truly small we are, but also how important we are, so it's an interesting place to be. But anyway, all that makes a difference. Even a couple moments in our sessions with clients of seeing where did all this lack of ability to stand and see ourselves who we truly are mirrored back in the actual mirror. Where does the lack of that come from? Because sometimes people need a story like, why can't I just like read the book and be like, some of my body positivity or non-diet health and exercise heroes, like I told you a story earlier this week. Virgi Tovar, I've met Reagan Chastain. She's in my my programs, and these people just embody like I'm good. I'm in a larger body and I'm good. We all want to feel like that, and either we have a platform for that naturally because of our own positive experiences, and we can grow from that, or maybe we're right at the beginning building that platform, and that's our job, is to help our clients build some more scaffolding of like being able to see themselves accurately, and not from a diet lens, or just to build one in general with just generally hearing and seeing people and mirroring back what you truly see with them, because they maybe can't feel it or see it. They don't have a space for it or even a platform for it in your body. So that's a big long rambling for ask questions, get curious about where the romanticization comes from, or where like this sense of like I don't even see what there is to value about my body. Help them like build a little platform. The other thing I'm going to say about business, got the hiccups this morning and all that. I think it's tiredness too, but I wanted to show it for you guys because I promised I would come at 12. So anyway, here I am. I've been up since 3 a.m. The other part I want to share is like, I am knee deep in like somatic stuff, and I just got off a little mini call with a past coach I had on business. She used to be in the wellness space, so I trust her a little bit more than just the average business coach who hasn't really built a business helping people ever. So I gear more towards people, that have had a business that they now can share how they built that to help a lot of people. That's important. So I would look for that if you're looking for a business coach. And bonus points, right, for somebody who understands a non-diet space. That's kind of one of the reasons I had this this group open as well. I want to keep kind of sharing what I've learned and what I've learned from wellness coaches that just is not a fit for our niche of people, the people that need our help, because this is something I discovered and I shared with this agency that I work with. It's been about a year ago, and I was like, the kind of languaging that you all use, even though it's toned down from a lot of business coaches, it's still too, I didn't say this to them directly like that. I was like, and I just want to share this piece of information with you, and I hope it helps you. But I'll be honest, one of the reasons that I have built a following not online is because I do a lot of really authentic things like this and learn for people. And it doesn't have to be videos. It can be audios. It could be you write, but you write with story and you write with heart, or your infographics show like your love and your care and your concern and your love you put in your food, or your love you put in your research towards health and exercise science. I mean, make it something that you not only give them information, but that you're human, and either you've been there and because we all have, everybody watching this has probably struggled with body image stuff. Everybody here has struggled with like, where do I fit? Not only in this business world, but who do I love to work with, and talking to them. So anyway, what I was sharing with this agency who does business coaching is people have reached out to me and said, there are just so many coaches out there that even talk about intuitive eating and non-diet approach, and I still feel like they're chasing after me trying to get money, and that feels just like diet culture to me. So just something that I want you all to take to heart is that our clients are kind of people have already kind of been victimized. Not kind of, they have been. They've already been victimized around getting someone to tell them that that your service is like, if you don't get this now, then you're never gonna get what you want, blah blah blah. And it's a hard mix to mix in, like, not pushing pain points so much and offering genuine, like, I see you, we hear you service. And so I know that most people that, whether it's professionals or client, based, like, nutrition therapy kind of work, most people who are on my list or who watch my stuff aren't going to work with me. But I still want to provide as much value as possible, because, it might take them 30 times to be ready, or 50 times, or 2 years to be ready to maybe work with one of us, and they might just need time to metabolize this information, or feel safe enough, or feel worthy enough to even private message you or something. So don't give up, but also listen to your own guts when you work online in business or offline. And I want to share something with you. This is kind of insider information I got this morning doing some stuff. So I just want to share that with you, because I was feeling that this is the way things are going, just had this sense. And I asked, and I kind of got some confirmation about it, so I'm going to share it with you. But anyway, listen to your own gut about who you work with as well online, because they might have really great strategies, but it's just not the right fit for how you work. I mean, I work with a couple coaches. I actually did a podcast. If you guys, it hasn't come out yet, it won't come out to October. It is like probably the most like embarrassing podcast I've ever done around business mistakes I've ever made. But I just felt like I had to go on that show and talk about it, because it made me, I was almost crying when I was doing it, and I did it live and they could see me. I was on the verge of like tears doing the whole time talking about like a business arrangement I went into with coaching, and it was awful. Makes me kind of sick still to think about it. I learned a lot though, and I guess at this point, since I've paid off the credit card debt, I won't say I regret it, but there's a level of like, there's many places of misses where I didn't listen to my gut, and so I don't want that for you all. But like I said, this video is really about like you listening to your gut, but still knowing when it is the right time to invest in things for your business, whether it's supervision, coaching, business part of things, and but not overextending yourself as well, because that's scary, but sometimes you have to spend money, you know, so it's just, you gotta listen to your gut around that. So last thing I'll leave you with today is I'm going to be, in some of the emails I send out, definitely coming up in October, sharing some of my favorite kind of business tools. Are really simple things. I mean, some things you guys already know about, like Zoom, things like that, but you know, why I use it and how it helps me, to other things like the tripod I'm using for this thing right now. I don't even know. Oh yeah, I can even see where it's at. So I'm going to show you some of those kind of tools. Certainly books, all kinds of things that have been really helpful for me, and you know, clinically and with the business part of things. Some things I thought I had to have that I didn't need. I'm going to share all that kind of stuff. And the last thing I'm going to share with you this Friday, is I think people more and more are, craving human connection, and I know I'm offering it here now. Like, I'm putting it out there. But I also know that, like, in person, you know, live in the community, and that's something that I really want to encourage you all to do. I know a lot of us primarily want to, not all of you, but maybe a lot of you really want to have all or at least some of your business online, and I think that's great, and I think you should. That's where the majority of my business is, but I also see, you know, probably at least a quarter, a minimum, maybe to a third of my clients in my community. Just because the more you are kind of out there practicing your marketing, you know, practicing just being a human out in the community, sharing what you do and what you have to offer, people really are craving that. I think people are really craving more human connection. And so I highly encourage you, again, if you're feeling like, no, I don't want to hear this, Tracy, I want an online business, ignore it, that's fine. But what I also know that, like, you know, people want people. And to feel that resonance. And so if you don't want to run your own groups in the community or see the client, see if there's other groups that you can be part of in your community that are already running, or I don't know, just let's be creative with this. I don't have like the right answer for you, but I just want to share, like, this is what I was told this morning. So I've just learned this literally like 30 minutes ago, and I thought I'd share it with you. And definitely to share more of some of the tools I use just to kind of keep myself sane and organized, and for as much as I can be. So I think that's it today. Last thing, I'm going to put a little survey just because I want to play with the survey button. Honestly, the survey button on this, I don't do a lot of surveys. I'm going to play with it on this group. And the features are different than they used to be, so a little bit easier to use. So I thought I would play with it. Just see what you guys think about a lot of things. And until next week, what's our topic going to be next week? I think we talked about this already. Power of acceptance of business and body. So we're going to go back and forth. And so I want to hear y'all's questions. Please tag me. There's a replay. Obviously, this is, if you're doing this replay, you know, tag me, message me later what you want to talk about, what skills and tools you're looking to use. I'm going to put that in the survey as well. So anyway, thank you all so much. That survey is going to be out, I think, not sure, either later today or tomorrow. I'm not sure, it doesn't matter, but just want to let you know that it's going to be around, floating around, if you're interested in seeing it and playing along with me, because I want to hear from you all. So thank you so much, take care, and I'll talk to you soon, and best of luck whatever you're working on today. I'm going to see if the stick works. Last thing. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this. I think you can. It's really, I can't see it with you. What I'm trying to look at here is I've saved over the last 3 years all kinds of things around, like, somatic stuff. So my thing I save is somatic training. Like, literally, oh, this might be good. I've been saving this stuff for years to put in this, you know, and it's all going to be geared toward, you know, diet, trauma recovery, and eating disorder recovery as well. So if you want to see one last thing in my office, it's so cute. I love this picture. It's a print of I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah. So this is my sister and I think I was 5 or 6 and she was probably 3 or 4. And I think this was like late winter, early spring or something where I was. But I had a picture because it reminds me to, like, when I'm busy working, like, you know, smile, have fun, remember your favorite things. Like, I loved hanging out with my sister and playing with dogs. Oh my gosh, dogs. I mean, I was like totally pet crazy, cats and dogs. And it reminds me to, like, take a second, you know, Smile, think about the reasons you're doing all this, you know, for love of people, for family, what makes you happy. Because sometimes we can get in the grind of trying to like make things happen and we forget. So anyway, I get to look up and see that cute picture. I have pictures all over this room. You can see them in the background, by the way. Like family, most of my daughter. I have a bookshelf over here of stuff my kiddos made me, you know. So anyway, hope you're all having a great day. I'll talk to you soon and take care.